guys, new dawn here, doing a live stream on something different from Rainbow Six Siege. Instead, as you can see, playing Ark Survival Evolved on the PlayStation 4. I kind of thought I might spice it up a bit since the TLC came out in which they updated the models. So I kind of thought I might post a video on this. Oh, hi Josh. Any tips to play this game? Start off simple, using Thatch. Oh, you play on the Xbox. Oh, that's weird. I'll go back to base quickly on my T-Rex as fast as possible. So I'm pretty advanced, even though I started this morning. So you start off the game. You start off with your fists. I've currently got Metal Gear on. I'll teach you through it. So you got R2 to punch. I think R1 punches, but that'd be RB, the two right ones. They both punch. X jump. The right stick, if you press down on it, makes you crouch. Hold it down, makes you lie down. Your hotbar is at the bottom, and D-pad is the first couple, and then you hold the top left bumper, and you can press the square. So I'll get my hatchet out, press triangle, get my sickle out, and then I can put stuff in those slots. Pressing the big middle button on the PlayStation controller brings up your map. Don't know about Xbox, that might be a bit weirder. If I hold that, I'm given options. So your orbital camera, which I like because you can get your screenshots and things using this. You can spin around your character, and you can still control your character. You can't attack stuff because that brings you out of it. The circle button, which I think is B, brings up your character's inventory. You press R to equip stuff like armor, but you have to click stuff using, I believe, the A button, and then go down to the hotbar, which is yellow. Use the left stick to do this. So left stick to move up and down, right stick to scroll. What I recommend of videos? Choice, not mine. At the minute. So this video I'm posting, Josh, is mainly about this guy, the new T-Rex. See if I can. Because the old T-Rex, number one, you can turn on the dime like this one. Like you used to spend ages going around in circles. Better movement in the hips, not as wobbly everywhere with the tail, and special ability to scare the living Jesus out of everything around it. You press square, this is important, to access, well, square, what would that be on the Xbox controller? I've got one here. You'd press X on your Xbox controller to bring up the your creatures menu in your menu, and doing so you can click on things, move them across into your creatures inventory, etc, etc. What are they? Oh, Thylacoleucus. You've got all the upgrades for your creatures. So my T-Rex, I might pump his movement speed so he moves faster, and he does like a little animation. So hell, everything has a tendency to poo on the floor. It's ridiculous. See? These dinosaurs here spawned in. I would say that much. I didn't go around and tame these creatures. I went around and spawned them in by pressing this on my the options button. Don't know what that is on. What's that? I'm trying to think. No, it's because I've got an Xbox 360 controller. I'm reading the comments now. There's a lot to do in this game. I could say I cheated. I really didn't. Well, I did. The base isn't cheated, all of that's done by myself. Now, if I look at the map, I am, if you go along 40 and up to 60, that's where I am currently. And I'm going to go to the river just north of my position. And there's like a little swirly object above that. And that is the volcano. For people who've just got the game, such as you, Josh, I would recommend going there using a flyer of some kind. Why you got to set up? You wish you could join. Yeah, you could join it if you had the PlayStation, that is. Because I know how to play this game like the back of my hand. Like, because I know how to tame things. It's just a hassle trying to tame a T-Rex because they've got teeth, and T-Rexes don't like to just stand around and look at you. They stand around, look at you, and then chase you off a cliff or something. There's the volcano. Yeah, for early players, always go up to the top of the volcano. So many resources and other handy little things. You've got metals, stone. This is stone here. Got my pickaxe. I hope you can't see this in the stream because my texture's rendering 5 seconds after I pull something out. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so right stick. Oh. Woohoo! That was a Carno. Yeah, watch out for big creatures like the big carnivores. They will attack you and they will not stop. Let me get my Rex to follow me. Oh yeah, hold circle, or in your case B, and you get selection, so you can whistle follow all, which I never recommend doing. Follow one, which I do recommend doing if you want a creature to follow you around the map. And you get stop, which stops them, and then stop one. You can whistle aggressive, attack target, neutral, passive, and then you can do your emotes. So cheer. Do this in third person because you can actually see what I'm doing then. I want this one. Yeah, I like my guy. He's like the Hulk, big, massive guy. I'll take his helmet off actually, if I can. This giant guy. Oh, that's my gun. Oh, copied it off another YouTuber I like to watch. Gallimimus. Cool Gallimimus. Yeah, I recommend getting your the metal equipment early on. Just increases your chances of survival. Saves the hassle. Wonder if anyone else is going to watch. Because Josh has left now. Comments loads and then leaves. Yeah, I thought there's a bit of a delay on the videos. is another T-Rex here. What's the point of getting the T-Rex when you just spawn one in at high level? It's a good point. If you spawn a T-Rex in, they're not usually mutated, which is a pain. I like to mutate them dinosaurs. Simply because it makes them cooler, in my opinion. But in order to mutate them, you have to breed them, which is a hassle. Oh, Thylacoleo, absolutely pathetic. You bring like one T-Rex and it's dead. Jesus, so many T-Rexes. I like a T-Rex's new ability. I think it works. The fact that when you've got a dinosaur, always watch your full damage. I killed a T-Rex earlier today, one of mine, spawned it in, killed it by jumping off a cliff. Level ups. Health is always good to invest in, only leaves like this, which is a pain. Always go for melee damage. So I'm like 100,000 melee damage. Always good to have melee damage. Up high. Like for you guys, you'll be watching the stream, but for me it's delayed by a couple of seconds. So if anyone comments or whatever, it will be a bit delayed for me. So that's my Rex, one of them. I'm gonna rename him actually. After the one in Jurassic Park, very similar colour pattern. Razorbeak, my Argentavis. Now I've tamed him with a bowl and a club. Because I think max level dinosaurs on my server, well, I say server, on my place are like 180, so he's not max level, sadly. Hey yo. With RGs, I recommend always investing in weight, since after Wildcard nerfed them, can't really go fast, so just put weight on them. Really good for going to the top of the mountain, since you can't really walk anything up there unless it's a small creature. This is my little base, you could say, up in the trees. I built this because I find it a bit safer than being on the ground the entire time. Now, where are they? I'm trying to look for the forges. Yeah, there they are. I need fibre and stone. Two very common resources, but they're all at the bottom down here. There we go. I could jump, but I'm not going to, because I know how dangerous that can be, and full damage in this game is probably the biggest killer, apart from any big carnivore or other creature in this game. like you're more likely to die of fall damage. It's not rock you can harvest. Like, never recommend really building the redwood biome simply because there are so many creatures that want to kill you. I just did it simply because I like exploring, and I've played the game for a serious amount of time at this point. Oh, how did I miss that shot? Got a retinal to aim with. Did that for no goddamn reason, and I'm wasting my bullets, but yeah. Oh, this is a big problem in the game, being encumbered. It's not really a problem or a bug or anything, it's just, in my opinion, a bit of a pain because you have to then lower your weight. Make these foundries. I'm trying to make the foundries because I wanted to build in the top of my base as well as the lower part of my base. Bookshelves. Oh, I'm an idiot. I needed the large storage boxes, not the bookshelves. If you can't see what I'm doing, I'm just pressing triangle, and that helps me pick up stuff. Since you can grab berries. Berries are very useful. I like how they made berries a very useful thing in the game, unlike they did with say Minecraft, which a lot of people compare Ark to Minecraft, which I see why, but they are different, since one is like 50 gigabytes of storage and the other one is 1 or 2 on the best of days. I shouldn't have turned up the egg production on my dinosaurs. Ridiculous. Let's get a cage. Don't know. Just get a cage. Maybe a trough. Trough would be useful. A couple of tables. Definitely need a smithy up there. Maybe a storage bin. Some storage boxes. There is elevators in this game, which are a much faster way of getting up, but nowhere near as good as a ladder. Trusty old ladders, they're cheap, easy to make, you can make them in inventory, and they're light. Unlike the elevators, which are heavy, you need power generators for them. They're an absolute pain to carry around everywhere. Just because it's just added weight. You've got to try and keep your weight low in this game, otherwise you're not going to get very far. Now to the building. Building in Ark can be on occasion a pain, and I think I made benches. Why did I make benches? Put these benches. Yeah, click on. You equip them in your hotbar, and then you place them using R2. So you've got to line them up nicely. But I like how it shows you where something's going to go. So I'm just going to sit on the bench and look that way to the sun, which is probably going to blind my guy. But who cares? Got a cage. I've got to be careful. If you press the left bumper and down, that tells your dinosaurs to attack a dinosaur that you're pointing at. So always be careful with that. And then right bumper up tells your dinosaurs to go somewhere, which I don't want to demonstrate because it's an absolute pain to put them back in their places. I'll put these foundries that I just made there. Early players, do you recommend making your foundries? They are useful, mainly for melting metal, and preserving bins, also very useful. Keeping eggs fresh for use to make kibble, which speeds up. I don't think it speeds up the effectiveness of taming. It just makes, when you tame a dinosaur, it makes it more effective, because each dinosaur has a dedicated kibble which is made from another dinosaur's eggs of one kind or another. Bookshelves, I'm going to keep these here just in case I go to a drop and get a blueprint or two. It's a very good method of storage, that is. Keep them like that. Helps a lot and conserves space as well. Instead of having loads lined up facing you, having them like this, because you can still access them. Put stuff in storage. Right, this will be for my metal. This I'm going to rename metal. And this I'm going to rename fuel, and this will be for basically just collecting wood and putting it in here. I think I've got some on me, if I'm correct. Only a little bit, but still enough. Metal on me as well. And put that in. There we go. Now, if you're going to have dinosaurs, and if you're going to have a lot of them, always, and I mean always, get feeding troughs. The most useful thing they made in Ark. Saves you having to go running around feeding your dinosaurs. All you have to do, put the meat in here, or berries, or whatever, depends on what kind of dinosaur you've got. So some dinosaurs eat fish, like most of the fish eating creatures. Land and flying predators eat meat, but I don't know about I think the Pteranodon eats fish, so watch out for that. And then your land-based herbivores, so your big brontosaurs, your Paraceratheriums, all of them, they tend to eat your berries, your sav-roots, things like that. My settings, just saying guys, stops me from starving, which I must say is very useful. Means I don't walk around and die and start dying. It means I can actually concentrate on building and working towards getting better stuff, etc, etc, without having to hassle, because I've played it whilst starving, and you have to keep going back and forth making food. This is the cage, just gonna say. Many people use these on PvP to lock people up. No, I'm not going to set up in that, I'm just going to close it. And I do think indeed that it is time for me to get my pickaxe and for me to get this and my pike and my long neck rifle. What else do I need? And a sword. And maybe a sickle, since I've got loads of these from killing my alphas, which I did record a video on trying to think, on Ark, and then ran into a little mishap where my dinosaur fell off a cliff and died, and so did I. So I kind of scrapped that, didn't post a video. If you saw the pre-warning earlier, that would have been it. That would have been a clip from it. And I had another T-Rex who sadly didn't appear on that. And yeah, died falling off a cliff, so I spawned in the other two. So I'm just going to move all my stuff using these, so transfer items from one thing to another. Oh, a bookshelf. Oh, I honestly place bookshelves. I'm an idiot. Storage containers. You know, this fuel one. I am honestly just going to go up here and transfer all my rubbish into that, because I cannot be bothered to make any more. I'm annoyed. The bookshelves and the large storage boxes have the same name, so it makes it a real pain. I'm not going to say the word pain in the you know what when making them, because they're the same icon. You have to check. The only difference between them is the name, and that's it. And when you've placed them, they look different. And you're probably wondering why I'm flying so high. Earlier, the Thylacolea that jumped off the tree, they have a tendency to jump onto flyers and take people off the saddles, which is, in my opinion, really annoying. Because you're just flying along, all of a sudden you get this big marsupial lion just drop onto your head and start biting away at you. And you can't do much. Luckily my melee damage is through the roof, so punching one isn't a problem for me. RGs, for early players, if you didn't know, can actually pick stuff up, which I find is helpful. But don't get them mixed up with the attack. That's the attack, that one, and that's the pickup. So, here we go. Going up to the volcano. There's the ice biome. If you go over there, you freeze to death. If you go up here, you burn to death. Pretty much anywhere you go, you're gonna die. Like, you would expect me to be cold above here, but no, you're warm because you're near the volcano. And then it gets worse from here. And if I go quiet and you can hear me moving around, it's because I've got my phone next to me playing the live stream. So that's how I know there's a delay. So I'll do one thing. And then I'll watch it on the video, like a couple of seconds afterwards. So here is the volcano, and I like what they've done with it, because before it used to just be a crater with loads of rocks in the bottom that you could walk around in. But quite recently, I'd say probably summer, which is still recent because this game came out in 2015, they added lava, legit lava. And as you can see in the bottom right, you get that burning effect which can kill me over time. So I'm not going to stay around here long. I'm going to park my Argentavis down here. Now, to anybody wondering, I'm not going to jump in the lava. I'm not an idiot. And I have jumped in the lava before. Not because I'm an idiot, but because I wanted to test the theory that the lava does actually burn, instead of it just being a little, like a little add-on, not to actually do anything, but to just look pretty. But it does legit burn. Just going to transfer this metal onto Razorbeak and get on my way. See, this video, as this live stream, as it's appearing for you lot, it will be in 720p, I believe, like the rest of my videos. Maybe be better, because it looks like it's going better. But my PlayStation only likes to post and record at 720p. If I'm rambling, it's because there's no one really watching the live stream. The one person viewing is my phone. asked all my friends to watch. I even gave everyone a pre-warning. But no one's gonna watch. Which I'm fine with. It's just put so much effort in. What do you get? No help, no appreciation for how much work and effort you put in. Like, you don't know how hard it is to be a YouTuber until you are actually one. Finding the time, making sure you've got a good day to do it, making sure nothing's going to interrupt it, making sure all your recording equipment's set up right, making sure your microphone's set up right. It must even be more hassle for people on computers, because setting up to live stream must be much harder, because this I just have to press one button. So I am sorry for anybody, for all the big YouTubers that I watch who have to take the time and effort to post a video. But from the little experience I have, you do begin to appreciate how much effort they put in for people like us who watch them on a daily basis. So what I just collected there were some very valuable resources, metal and diamond and obsidian, which you use for multiple things. Mainly you use them in the big what are they called? You tend to use them to make big bases, since they require all these fancy resources. I'm going to orbit a camera so I can actually fly in a straight. Oh, so I can actually fly in a straight line. I say, flies in the complete opposite direction. There we are. Ooh, that's bright for me. See the edge of the map there. There we are. But I like the orbital camera. I like the variation in weather as well. Wildcard did put a lot of effort into making the game enjoyable, making it interesting. Like, the weather doesn't tend to do much, but in Scorched Earth, which is the add-on, which sadly I don't have, rain is a godsend, since there is limited water, but the temperature is really hot, so you kind of have to balance where you build your base. You have to build it next to water or next to resources, and neither are near each other, from watching other people's videos, of course. So you have to think, do I build it closer to water, do I build it closer to the resources? You have to think strategically. For anybody watching, I really recommend going watching a guy called, a group of guys under the name Neebs Gaming. N-E-E-B-S space gaming. They for me are a big inspiration. So is a guy called Slipgator. They post videos in Arc. A lot of Slipgator's early videos I liked, but the modern ones are all too modded for me. But they showed you how to work through the game and have fun at the same time. At the minute in when you're doing a live stream, on the other hand, it's different, because they usually cut out all of this. They do the building, they do the constructing, they do the taming in their videos, but they never show you how long it actually takes to make things. Which I like about Arc. You can sit back and relax, and like Rainbow and well, I say Rainbow, it's bad. Rainbow, that's bad hit. You can actually sit down and relax. Well, unless you're playing on a PvP server, then someone help you. I'm going to collect this metal off Razorbeak, put it in my inventory, not hers. Is it her? Where is it her? I could just take the top there. There is an easier way to do this, but I'm not going to do it since there's not much in her inventory to start with. Now you can't just smelt metal off the bat. Any beginners out there thinking you can just stick it in a forge does not work like that at all. What you have to do is put it in there and then collect wood. You put the wood in the forge, like the forge, it should start working and smelts metal. And you get 1 ink for every 2 you put in. So let's say, see, I'm putting, not this one in particular, but I'm putting 400 metal in each. Each stack is 200. So I'll only get 100 metal out of that, which does seem like a waste of time since I didn't actually get that much metal, but it's really not. I'm gonna jump. Yeah, you full damage. Like, I've got how much health? I've got 1,482 health, and that took me down to 12,000. Just that little drop off there. Here, my other forges. Charcoal, believe it or not, is so important in Ark. Use charcoal to make bullets, because you have to make gunpowder using charcoal and spark powder. And charcoal is just a byproduct from pretty much everything. Yeah, I made charcoal in here as well. Right, bullet making, or gunpowder making. Start off in here, and you put stone and flint. This is flint here. Stone is just grey blocks. You can get it anywhere just by hitting something with a pickaxe. Or an axe. Axes collect more stone than pickaxes. Just gonna say that out loud. And you put that in there, and you make this stuff. Here, spark powder. From then, you put the spark powder in here, and you put charcoal in it as well. And this allows you to make gunpowder. And I think gunpowder's a bit weird. I think I'm trying to remember if it's 1 each. Yeah. So if I had 200 spark powder and 200 charcoal, I would make 200 gunpowder, which I like. It's more balanced. You put 2 things in, you get 1. I'm going to go over the top and make loads because that's how I work. I need to go and collect some more wood. Now, being in the redwood, you'd kind of think, oh, I can just go and hit a tree to collect some wood. Sadly, you can't. All these big, giant redwoods, if you hit them with an axe, does absolutely nothing. So you have to come running over these tiny little saplings. From that, I got 700. I got 800. You have to go and collect off that. This here, if anybody who wishes to build, do not disturb. That's a bee's nest. A bit stupid, but it's a bee's nest for you. They're big bees as well. They're not your tiny little bumblebees that you see in Britain. Honeybees, they are legit giant bees. I'll get back into the dinosaurs in a minute. I'm aiming to tame something during this live stream. Doesn't necessarily have to be a big creature, but just a creature. Could do a dodo, but I don't think anyone would really appreciate watching a dodo being smacked over the head. Right, so I'm going to come up here. I'm going to put this wood. Got 100 wood to a stack. I'm gonna sit it in this and light it on fire. There we go. Now, I'm wondering if I have the resources on me to make a smithy. I can make a table, which I am going to do. Not a bench this time. Here's a smithy. The most important thing in the game. Like, the most important thing in craft, that is. Definitely the smithy. That's what allows you to progress in the game. Making a smithy. Right. So, to make a smithy, I'm going to need stone and I'm going to need hide. My Rex, since I killed loads of stuff, there I have a hide, loads of hide, which I can use. I'm going to get some more as well, just in case I run out. And now I'm just going to grab some stone, which I can easily do by getting my pickaxe out. Not pickaxe, hatchet. Metal hatchet. And collecting some stone. If you wonder why every time I do something I then look up, because I don't want to be attacked by a dire bear. Since they are much more dangerous than they used to be. They can take bee stings. Which, if Wildcard is watching, which I doubt they are, very, very good move. Right, I'm going to stop for a second because I'm trying to watch this on my phone at the exact same time, and my phone's dying of battery loss. There we are. And it just allows me then, oops, to make sure this stream's actually going well. Make sure there's no serious noticeable bugs. Look at my character. Oh yeah, if you kill an alpha raptor, you get the Rex bone helmet. I like it. Doesn't really do much, but basically it says to people who are watching you that I am a killing machine. Do not mess with me. And that's about it, really. I might get some lights up here since it is so dark because it's blocked out by all those other trees, apart from here, which is quite light. I built over it because it's just below the base and allows me to movement more fluently. You can also use the right bumper to do this, to transition between crafting and inventory. Just to heads up to let you know that is. Right. So here we have the piece of resistance, the smithy. I shall place it in a second. I'm going to place this fireplace first. Where shall I place my fire? I'm going to place my fireplace in between my two benches. Move it back as far as I can, so it looks stupid, so it doesn't look stupid. And there we go. There's my fireplace. Let's put some wood in here. And there's no real point to making a fireplace. It's more for aesthetics and keeping people warm. But it looks nice, and you get a little bit of smoke out the top. So, smithy. I'm going to place... probably should place it near my equipment. Well, somewhere near my equipment. I might place it just in front of my map, actually. If you're not getting the gist already, this is all going to be landing for these guys like Razorbeak. We should really move around next to the trough, and it's also going to be storage for future resources that I might collect. So here's my smithy. I'm going to accompany put some tables next to it, just so I can put these mortars and pestles down. want to do. Used to be able to put them on here, on the tape, on the smithy. Sadly, you can't do that now. Bad move, wildcard. I know you want people to make tables and waste resources, but don't restrict them from putting it on a smithy, because in reality you will be able to. So here's the inside of the smithy. You have to learn the engrams to build stuff. So if you press circle, go into inventory and then press the options button, you get your engrams. And I can probably actually afford to learn everything. And you learn them with points which are at the top. So I've got 1,979 of them. So I might as well just buy everything. Yeah, here's the ones I've not learnt. Quite a few. Phiomias, no point really getting them unless you're farming. Really helpful, don't know why I didn't get those earlier. Crop plots, compost, gravestones for people's animals if they kill them accidentally. Raptor saddle, hyenodon, backpack, which are very useful, but I don't have hyenodons because they're, as far as I know, they're a bit of a pain to tame. Tripwire alarms, I don't really understand why you get them, but if you wanted to, you can. Fur armor, very useful if you go into the frozen world. This is another creature here. This one, the Procoptodon saddle, also known as the flat-faced kangaroo. They also got a model update, a bit like the T-Rex and the dire bear and the dire wolf as well, in the TLC. Might want to go and team one of them. Fence for stone. Pachyrhinosaur and Stegosaurus. Everyone loves Stegosaurus. Pachyrhino is a bit looks a bit like a Triceratops, but without the horns on the front of its face. They made it really weird in Ark, like it excretes a smell which gets other dinosaurs to help it. Manta ray saddle, even though it should really be a stingray because they poison you with a barb on the end of the tail. Gallimimus, the most innocent creature. It's a 3-person saddle, which I love. Absolutely love that it's a 3-person. It kind of makes up for the fact that it's rubbish. Spear bolts. Okay. Narco tripwire. You walk through them, you get knocked out. Bit of a waste because it costs cementing paste, which is relatively hard to get, or just annoying. Crystal, fibre, hide, and then narcotics. Metal spike walls. Iguanodon, second dinosaur ever discovered, but the first named dinosaur, because Megalosaurus was discovered first but named afterwards. They collect berries and turn berries into seeds, which I find very useful. Megalosaurus, which is the Irish elk, very similar to the moose. If you've ever seen The Hobbit, the Elven King, what's his name? He rides on a Megalosaurus, because it's not a moose because of the different face, but it's a giant, basically a giant deer with giant 3-meter wide antlers. Stone hatch frames, never really used hatches. Mammoth saddle, everyone loves mammoths. Catapult turret. See, turrets I don't really bother using unless I'm playing PvP or just want to have a laugh. Behemoth gates for moving dinosaurs through. Bear traps for catching big dinosaurs and eating them. Diplodocus. Dippy, the Diplodocus in who was in London Museum. There in this game, the Diplodocus. That's the saddle. Believe it's a 9-seater. That's including the person driving and the 8 passengers. Lance. Oh, Diplodocus, rubbish in every way apart from the fact that it can carry loads of people. Lance for jousting, PvP, having a laugh kind of thing. This isn't a PvP world. Actually, it's just a single player world, so there's nothing much on it. Scroll all the way back down again because I left that. Don't know why I left that. Just made my life a load more troublesome. There we are. Go all the way back up. So I'm like not even half the way down. Terrorbird saddle. Terrorbirds in this game, I think they're a bit too feathery from the real life equivalent, and they're a bit too short in my opinion. Terrorbirds are supposed to look terrifying, not like giant chickens. Dodicarus, really helpful for collecting resources, same as the Ankylo just here. So these two. Ankylosaur is the one with the club tail that everyone loves. The big dinosaur with the club tail, that is. Dodicarus is a mammal equivalent. Cannons. Me and my brother messed around with cannons not too long ago. That was quite funny. Yet again, useful for PvP if using ships. Sarco, giant crocodile. That should be getting a reskin with the next part of the TLC. I'll be happy when they bring that out. Large crop plot. Saber-Tooth Saddle. The Saber-Tooth in this game did get a reskin. Not the best in the world in my opinion. Should look slightly different because Saber-Tooths aren't supposed to have long tails. If you want to make a Smilodon, make it look like a Smilodon. Do not make it look like a giant house cat. Grenades. Yet again, PvP. Pteranodon saddle. Pteranodon's supposed to be an early flyer, but because Wildcard wanted people to use the ground-based creatures, such as Rexy and Rex down there, and pretty much every other creature in the game, they said, let's just make it harder to get a Pteranodon saddle. Get down here quickly, because I was thinking, yeah, thought it's probably going to lag my game out at some point. I'm not careful. Collect these eggs quickly. You can breed dinosaurs in this game. I'm not going to do it currently because I've already got 2 Rexes, and Rexes are slightly, they're a bit of a handful as a baby. Hello Rexy. Hello. See, my old YouTube name used to be my nickname, so that's why I like Rexy. See, when you pump a creature to the point where it has 200,000 health, it takes ages for it to regain all that health. So that's why there's a red flashy thing around the side of my screen. I love this Rex though. This Rex skin is amazing. Well done, Wildcard. Well done indeed for making this. And also the fact that it can turn on a dime instead of backing up. Yeah, the intro from my videos included the original Rex, which looks much derpier in its facial expression. It doesn't look like it's about to kill you like that. That's like an evil smile from... Oh, stop moving your head. From there, like when it looks at you, you get like an evil looking smile. Can you head into the sunlight? There we are. Don't know how well that'll appear on video, but hey ho. Now let me try and think. Yes, blueprints. Let's get back to them. More blueprints to learn. Only 1,000 points left. And so much to learn. So let's get Pteranodon. Refertilizer. Never used it actually. Believe it's fairly recent. Spreads these seeds, concentrated nutrients. Okay. Couldn't really care. Paraceratherium, one of my favourite creatures. Crocodile that walks more like a dog. They're an absolute pain on a water creature because they jump and grab you and take you off your saddle and then drag you through the water, killing you as they do so. But they are pretty cool, even though they do look a bit derpy, so I would say to Wildcard, update the model. Beezle Bulfio, which is the giant frog. I'm gonna get that. Gas grenades, which are way too expensive. A Rhino, which are the giant spiders. Creepy on so many levels. Gonna get some irrigation pipes quickly. Paraceratherium is the largest land mammal to exist, I believe. Stood taller than a T-Rex. There were some running around here earlier. Let's see if I can find them quickly, because they are pretty impressive, the Paraceratheriums. They look derpy, just because of how they were designed. There's one over there in the distance, just over there. That thing right where my retina is. That's a Carnotaur right there. Right there's a Paraceratherium. They have a body of what looks a bit like an elephant, and then they have the head of... They've got a long head, and almost Shrek ears. Big, stick out ears, and then overhanging lip kind of thing. They're derpy, but a very interesting creature at that. Like, do not be fooled by its derpiness. Greenhouse, no point learning them, so I'm gonna actually stop learning them. Pelagonus, largest bird, largest wingspan of any bird relative to its body size. Absolutely pathetic in so many ways in the arc. Calicotherium, they drink beer, that's all I'm going to say. Imagine a giant gorilla, horse, weird creature that drinks beer. Dunkleosteus, you've probably seen these, you probably don't know the name. They're like a giant fish with blades for teeth. These two giant blades on the top and the bottom of the mouth. They're cool. But they're not very good in this game. They look cool, not very useful. There's the dire saddle. Dire bears are just big bears, really. Time to get some metal stuff. Metal billboard, which I'm going to learn. Carnos are the ones with the two horns on just above each eye, and the flat faces with the tiny little arms that even dwarf T-Rexes. You think T-Rex arms are small, but you've never seen arms as small as a Carno's. Actually, I might tame a Carno today. That's what I might do, and actually show you how small the arms are, because they are ridiculous. But it kind of made sense, because Carnos didn't really need to use their arms too often. They weren't meant to. Megalodon in this game, in my opinion, probably in many other people's opinions, needs to be bigger. In this game it's probably the size of a regular great white. Grappling hooks, very useful indeed. Metal hatch frames, trapdoor, fence, ladder. Baryonyx saddle, the British cousin of Spinosaur without the spine. Very cool creature. One of the most powerful in the game, probably, for its ability to knock creatures out in the water by doing a tailspin. All signs. Platform saddle, so you can actually build on the back of them, which I like. Radio, might get. Chain bowlers, thought like a Leo, they climb walls and trees and they jump, that's about it. Basically a marsupial lion, as they're commonly referred to. Now I'm going to have to say my points. I'm going to get a woolly rhino, which is exactly how it sounds, a woolly rhino. Megatherium, a giant sloth that stands up on two legs, a bit like Sid, but bigger. Arthropleura, giant centipede. Megalosaurus is a carnivore, and I'm going to mute myself briefly. Sorry about that, folks. Megalosaurus, first dinosaur ever discovered, not named though, straight off the bat. Big carnivore looking thing, looks a bit like the T-Rex, but it's British. I love the British dinosaurs because they're all so cool. Daeodon, giant carnivorous pig thing, do not mess. Their ability is cool because they can heal stuff. Basilosaurus is the only whale in the game, but the whale, well, their family of whales is different to the modern day ones, since there were two groups of whales. There were the basilosaurs and then the other ones, like the modern day humpbacks, etc, etc. Their family died out, the basilosaurs, but they were toothed things. They look more like serpents or giant long reptile things when they first discovered, which many early paleontologists called them lizards or sea serpents, but they weren't, they were whales. Castoroides, a giant beaver, I'm not even going to specify, and then the Untitled Saddle, great, so I missed out loads. I might just spawn them in. So what we've got left: Megalania, Mosasaur, Utyrannus, Bronto platform, Plesiosaur platform, and a load of other random stuff. Yeah, I'm just going to spawn those in, given half the chance. More eggs, yay! More eggs, more eggs, more eggs. Now all of that I did for the people who are not big experts at the game, but there we are. So, now to make the game a bit more interesting, I think, honestly, I believe it is time to spice things up. Have you got any meat on you? Yes, you have, and you've got a load of spoiled meat. So I'm going to need that. I'm going to need all the spoiled meat of all my dinosaurs, because it doesn't feed them and it's not really worth it. I'm going to pump this guy's melee damage all the way up. It's a bit loud. Can you be quiet, please? This is a she, by the way, just saying. See, female, all the female reptiles lay eggs, so they actually took the time and effort to think about that. Also, if you wonder why it's been sunny for ages, is because I set it so it's pretty much always daytime, because the night time in the redwood is the creepiest thing you'll ever see, because you can't see anything and there's so many creatures that want to bite your face off or kill you in different ways. Oh, toggle my hood, there we are. And I'm going to toggle third person actually, spice things up a bit. So I'm going to come over here, access this. Not the right thing to access. Going to access mortar and pestle. I'm going to make some narcotics. I'm going to take that one piece of wood out there and put it in my inventory again, because there's no point. And narcotics are extremely important. Knocking out dinosaurs and making track darts for knocking out dinosaurs. Every YouTuber who plays this game will use narcotics at some point or another, because you can't play the game without them. And I'm going to grab my bullets because I'll need them. If you're wondering why I had to be quiet, it's because when your parents go upstairs and say, I'm going to go and fetch your dad because he's going somewhere, and then you have to go and do your, then you have to end your live stream random times, but I'm not going to do that yet, because I'm a rebel. Narcotics. So here's making narcotics. Whilst that's doing its thing, if I've already put some metal in here, which I believe I have, I'll put some, yes, so I can make 5 bullets, which I think times it by 2, but yeah, so I'm going to make these track darts. So I need narcotics, I need more gunpowder by the looks of things, so I should have some downstairs. I'm honestly just really tempted to go and get a random parachute or something. Going down. You get to see it from the third person point of view. The PvP in this game is ridiculous when you actually go and watch it. Do you recommend going and watching it on some other people's channels? Because I'm not going to do it. The sacrifices are so goddamn high. Like, you'll put so much effort into something and then someone will just come along and blow it up. Because that's how PvP works. You're basically an arsehole to everyone else. Should have really brought a drink with me because I'm really dehydrated. I've got a radiator, a load of cables, and a TV all in the same room. So the entire time I'm playing this game, I'm cooking away. So put this gunpowder. Oh, and I put my pike in there for some reason. So, collect. Should have some more metal by now. Yeah, 77 metal. I'm absolutely burning. That's better. And then run it. I'm saying this becoming a hazard. The fact that my character's cooking to death in his own house. So, yeah, that could be a concern. And that there is a lot of bullets, which I'm now going to grab the narcotics for. And I should be able to make some trank darts. Yay! Aha! Can't make many because I think I'm going to run out. Yeah, run out of narcotics. So after all of that, I've got 9. 9, and then pipe I'm going to take back. And all my bullets. I'm just going to go and grab some narco berries whilst I do it. I'm just going to do this. And toggle back to first person. So, got my tranquilizers there, which I think might be enough for a Carno. I've got my pike, which I'm going to have there. I'm going to have my sword, which I'm going to have in my main slot, followed up by the pickaxe, and finally followed up by the hatchet. Now, oh, shoot. Sugar. That's full damage. Right there. And I came down here for no reason. This is why you're careful. Luckily my regen should be good, so I shouldn't worry too much. I've got to literally wait how long? 1,000 seconds, which is ages. Yeah, you get a broken leg effect, but after a while it goes. So when you see the broken leg effect, get help, because that means you're on less than 20 health. So one hit from pretty much anything will kill you. Also realised, if I am going to tame a Carno or something of the same kind of type, I'm going to have to do this and actually reload my gun before shooting it. Because I don't want to shoot gun blindly at someone, well, at something, and not have a bullet to fire, and then it comes running over to me and kills me. So these are the Paracers, these guys that I mentioned earlier. They look derpy, especially when they're up front. Here's a Carno. Not a very good one, I don't think. Don't want to. I can get close. I can't get too close. Oh, is that a pullover? Yes, it is a pullover. They bury themselves in the ground and hide away. The elk there. New die bear. Could get one of them. You know what? I might actually get a die bear today. We're still passive. Now I'm gonna do this. Oh, you passed out. Okay. That's pretty simple. Does he take eggs? Because if he does, I'm happy. No, he doesn't take eggs. I need meat. So sorry, Mr. Deer. Do you take meat? Yes, he does. I'm so happy. If he took anything else, I would be slightly angry. I'm also going to bring my RG over here, actually. Dodicarus coming. How's my taming effectiveness? 55%, so not the best in the world. And whilst I'm here, actually, I might get me a Dodicarus. Oh, oh, yes, yes. You do not know how hard it is to get one of them, unless you've actually gone and tried to get one of them. Because usually, if you're not paying attention, they curl up into a ball when you're shooting them, making them pretty much impossible to get. And they eat berries. Medjo berries are the best. So, yep, good. And he looks like a grizzly, this guy. Yeah, before they used to be flat faced, so his... oh, no. His nose used to stop there, where that borderline is. And the fur actually looks like fur instead of... oh, it looked like feathers before, and actually. So, this guy's good. I'm really concerned that that rock is going to screw me over. My little Dodicarus. Oh, so peaceful. So stubby, and they're really cool because they roll. So you're harvesting stone or something, and then you just get on one of them, harvest it, can't move, just roll along. But you can only roll in a straight line, I believe, so it's like the only disadvantage. Should I get an elk? I don't know if to get an elk or not. Like the male ones with the antlers, they're the only useful ones, really. Not to be sexist to deer, but legitimately they're the only useful ones. So I'm gonna get these guys, and then I might, because over that there's a dippy, like Mr. Diplodocus, but they're passive tames, I believe. Yes. And then I've got Megatherium here, and they're the giant sloths, but they are really useful for getting cementing paste. A bit like the giant snails, called the Akitas, which are so hard to get because they require so much attention, because they're A passive tame, basically you have to walk up behind it and shove berries in its arse. Which is okay, but that means you end up crouching around, pressing triangle every 5 minutes to shove berries up an animal's arse. Which if you're an animal, I can imagine is pretty annoying. Having a fully grown 6-foot man walk behind you and shove berries up your arse, but that's how Ark works. Yeah, how can we make it humiliating for players? I know. Look, not ready to poop. There is a poop button. Like, really? There are toilets. They took the time and effort to make toilets. But the worst bit is, it wasn't as a joke. They went, when the festival got introduced, I think it was the anniversary, they added toilets. This is another bug, I think. Whoa, what it's supposed to be. See its weight? If you stand on it, it goes up. That also tells you that this guy, I could stand on him and his weight's almost full. And this guy, how about this one? Let's just have a look. So I can. Can I have a look, please, Mr. Dodicarus? Will you let me? So, wait, what level is he? Level 2, that's rubbish. Rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. Should have really saved my darts up. And I've got a Dodicarus. You can name them off the bat, but I'm not going to. Hello, Mr. Dodicarus. Wait, how fast are you? You are quite fast. So you do run. That's interesting. It's really interesting, that is. And we should have a bear in a minute. What are we eating? So it's this guy, isn't it? I want a grizzly bear. Give me a grizzly bear. And anyone watching these videos, the reason why I'm acting so childish is because I do have younger viewers. So, my brother is one of them. He likes to watch my YouTube videos because I tell him to get out of my room whilst I'm recording, because he never ever stops talking about a different game. Hello, Mr. Diver. You look freakish. Ho 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 ho! You are not as bad as I thought, mate. You are not as bad as you look. You are pretty good. That was a terror bird. And actually, do you think I have the time? I think I have the time. Is that Megatherium still over here? I wonder if he is. Because if he's still over here, I might tame him. If he's a good level, that is. I should have really thought about about the Dodicarus. Wondering if it was a good level or not. I should have really will. Ooh, 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 Carno. Ooh, ooh. Hey, Mr. Carno. I know you're mean and all, and I know you don't like people. There's not many you have to hit me, but follow me for a second, mate. Just follow me around this rock. And knockout. That was a bit risky, but that just got me a Carno. And if I can find the glasses, I'm going to call him Brian, to honour the great Slipgator and his Carnotaur, because his Carnotaur is the exact same colour. Now, I'm going to go a bit nerdy here. This Carnotaur, its face, for one, is too long. The width is pretty good. It's got a very thin face, but the nose is a bit too long. they were much flat-faced because Carnotaurs, they had almost said muscles, as in the shellfish. They had muscle in the back of the tail. All carnivorous, all theropods did. Theropod, carnivorous dinosaur. And it pulled back their leg, so they could run really fast. But in Carnotaurs, after watching a video the other day, I learnt that that muscle was extra large. That means they could run really fast in a straight line, but could not turn. So being able to turn back and forth, like in this game, is actually impossible for them. Oh, they're the tiny little arms I was talking about earlier. Look at them. You think a T-Rex is bad? Look at this thing. It's tiny, and they can't even use them. The T-Rex could actually use its arms. This thing couldn't. But they were basically a ram, so really fast, and this face was just to go ram into something and take a bite out. So not as cool as the T-Rex, which has bone-crushing jaws of a couple of tons or more. Or several tons, actually. Or level 8. And it's a male, so if I can get a female, we might as well be sorted. Ooh, Megatherium! Yeah. Come on, go down. Yes. Honestly, I think I'm actually getting better at the game. See, people who want to play this game, the more you play, the better you get. Or you just make it so everything you hit once becomes your dinosaur. So I left my building today. Yeah, you'll leave your house and then you'll come back with like 20 of the dinosaurs. He's a level 8, so all of these dinosaurs are low level. Sadly. Wish they were higher. But it's a dinosaur either way. Now, just saying, for most YouTubers who have very unedited servers, unlike mine, they will be shooting something for 5 minutes before it goes down, like bang, bang, and by then it would have run away. Me, on the other hand, it's one shot, something's out for their count, which I think's, in my opinion, is better, because a tranquilizer dart should inject enough of a narcotic to knock something out pretty quickly, because darts are made for a creature of a certain weight class. That's how they work. I'm going all nerdy here. I'm taming a dinosaur in a video game. What am I supposed to do? Yeah, they sound a bit like raptors, these guys. Hello. I'm gonna shoot you. Does it do anything? Did your torpor go up? Nope. Turn friendly fire off. After watching Neebs Gaming and their friendly fire, it's ridiculous. They'll just be doing something and you'll just go downhill. I'm gonna bring you, Mr. Carno. You can hear the footsteps behind me. You can tell he's not messing around, he's quite fast. Like, scientists say you could just about give me a second. Anyway, scientists say you could just about outrun a T-Rex, which in my opinion is absolute crap. A T-Rex, because I watched the most recent thing where they kind of guessed how fast a T-Rex could run, and they said about 10 miles an hour, but they never, and they tried 10 miles an hour, like a 3D model. They tried it at 10 miles an hour at 30, but they never took the time to measure it at 20. So the fact that they said you could outrun a T-Rex is ridiculous. In my opinion, it's a lie. Oh, someone's watching. Oh. Who was that? No idea. Shoot a fish. Oh, come on. Should I get a trank dart? I'm gonna get a trank dart. Yeah. There we go. Dead fish. Oh. I'm just gonna end up hip firing. There we are. The galleys look horrific. You're a bird. Yeah. Dino, well, giant chicken versus gun. Gun wins. Always. Wish this guy would time a little bit faster so I can end the video off. What's he gonna shoot? I just killed Dippy. I couldn't care. Weight goes up, weight goes down, weight goes up, weight goes down. Sitting on a dinosaur, sitting on the sitting on a mammal, not a dinosaur. I do my research on dinosaurs. I don't tend to research much else. So if my teachers find my YouTube channel or something like that, I concentrate more on my hobby rather than my homework. Most of the time, that is. Come on. Come on, I just want to shoot that one turn and that's the guy. Oh, yeah. Great hit in my opinion. Megatherium. No, I don't want to rotten in there. We are. Oh, game lag. Yeah, for a sloth, they are ridiculously oversized claws. I'm gonna sit him down on the floor. Yoga position. Stand up. No, I didn't say what. Is he on wander? You did options. Back. Behavior. No, he's not. He's not on wander. He just decided to wander around. Bad Megatherium. He's moving. Ooh. Ooh. Golden Hesperornis egg. Eat it to gain tremendous nourishment or feed it to a small creatures for enlightenment. I'm gonna have that. I wanna see how he walks on all fours. All the mammals when running, apart from the mammoth I believe, are just really slow. Like they build up speed over time, but they start off really, really slow. So I'm gonna get my creatures to follow. Just a massive dinosaurs following this one eagle. Argentavis, I should have said this at the start. Biggest eagle to ever live, I believe. As you can probably tell from the fact I'm riding on the back of it. I'm like, my character's supposed to be 7 foot. Oh, I'm gonna say this to, if Wildcard was to watch this, please indeed change the fact that like when you create a character, there's a preset height which you can adjust to make yourself taller or shorter. But when you, let's say I made my character really tall, when I look in first person, my camera is actually the equivalent of my the preset character. So I'm looking through my character's chest, which is a bit ridiculous, because when people are looking at each other, you're not looking down at people, you're looking straight at someone. So my brother made a really short character and I made a really tall one, but his eyes that he was looking out of were the same height as mine. Just how it was. Have I got everyone? Oh, little Dodicarus trying to catch up. I might take the Dodicarus up there, just for safekeeping. But that, in my opinion, guys, is very, very good. The fact that I managed to tame them, all four of them. I know I'm pretty much cheating with my settings, but even so, the fact that I managed to tame 4 creatures all in one go, in my opinion, is pretty good. And I can't pick up the Dodicarus. Okay, so I'm going to park my eagle. I'm going to park him here. And then I'm going to go and get... Who do I get first? I'm going to get Dodicarus. Whistle 1. Come on. And I'm going to bring you, mate. I'm going to bring you to here. Because I think you deserve a very little safe... your own little safe spot. So you can stop there. Next one, I'm going to grab my Carnotaur. Like, when compared to the T-Rex, they're tiny. Like, yeah, absolutely tiny. Let's grab a dire bear. Bring him up here. I hope I actually switch my mic on, otherwise. Yeah, I did switch my mic on. Okay. I was worrying then if I didn't record on my audio for the last 10 minutes. Come on. You come this way. And then come back this way. And then I want you to stop. You, I'm never going to put movement speed on you. I'm going to just pump. Wait for a starter. I'll do wait first. Hello. Like a giant puppy dog. And then finally Mr. Megatherium, who I will probably never use, but it's always worth getting him. I don't know if you can hear it on the video, but I can hear owls every now and again, even though technically there are no owls in this game at all, not even one. And I'm going to sit this guy down. Now, leave name suggestions for the Megatherium, for the bear, and for the Dodicarus in the comments below. I'm really honestly thinking to name this guy Dave, just because he looks like a Dave. I could call this guy Tumbleweed, because once you actually see their ability, they look like a tumbleweed. And I could call this guy Winnie the Pooh, just for laughs. I honestly would consider it. I might not. And also, I need a name for this female Rex, because I named where's Rexy? Where's Rexy? Where did I put Rexy? Oh look, so camouflaged I can't actually see him. Yeah, I named this Rexy, even though Rexy in the Jurassic Park film is a female, but yeah. Yeah, so I need a name for the Rex, a name for the Megatherium, a name for the Doedicurus, and a name for the Dire Bear. And I believe, people, that might be the end of the video. Or the end of the live stream, because it's been going on for 1 hour and 36 minutes, which I think is long enough. So, I'm going to say, let me think, oh, toggle orbital camera. Actually, I'm going to toggle HUD, toggle orbital, toggle orbital camera, get a nice little line up here. Shouldn't have done that. And I'm gonna say, people, thank you all for watching. I'm just gonna put one away. Thank you all for watching. Hope you had fun watching this video. And I'll see ya. Also, I'm gonna salute people, and that hopefully should be the end of the stream, if I can remember actually how to stop the streaming. Which I'm actually struggling to remember on air.